Hey everybody, welcome back to Fleet Yards. I'm Captain Foley,
I am Commander Kungs.
and today we're doing a first look. We're going to take a look at one of the many ships of sci-fi, and that's what we do here on Fleet Yards. That's what Fleet Yards is. There's so many great sci-fi franchises, and in those franchises have ships, tech, cool stuff. That's what Fleet Yards is about. We look at the cool stuff, tech, ships. We love it all. We love it all. We're going to look at them all eventually. It's going to take forever.
This is a cool ship, but also sponsored by Eagle Moss, because what's great about this is that you can pick up a version of this ship. Oh, the focus. Yes, Mark VII Viper is what we're looking at today from Battlestar Galactica. This is the newer Viper from the show. We had the old Mark IIs. This is the Mark VII, and you can go get the rather lovely miniature based on a real 3D model. Da-dum-dum-dum. There's the plug, guys. Good model. We'll talk about it a little bit later as well. So, Stuart, have you seen Battlestar Galactica?
Yes, most of it. I'm a huge fan of the original. I've seen most of the new one. I need to... Now I have it all, and I'm going to be taking a look at it again soon. So, yes, I have.
And then, so this one was introduced in the miniseries as... it's funny, I rewatched the miniseries for this first look, and they call the old Mark II's bucket of bolts, and you don't really see them until a certain point. But they introduce it as more like a look. We brought someone out of storage, out of a junk heap, and fixed up because then someone can fly it. Because of course everyone flies these, and then obviously from that point onwards until Pegasus arrives, there's only like 3 of these on the ship. I think maybe just 2 because the one that Adama brings in, and then the one they have lying around. Like they send their Viper Squadron away. That's the whole point. So you only see the other ones. So yeah, they don't really come back until later on with Pegasus. So what is your thoughts, Stuart, of, or was your first reaction, if you recall, of the sexy advanced Viper, and designed by our good friend Eric Chu of the channel?
I love Eric Chu. He's amazing. It's not as elegant and nice as the original Viper or the Viper Mark II, in my opinion. It's too rounded out. It seems too like 1950s Buck Rogers-y, like the old black and white Buck Rogers. It just seems like, I don't know. I don't like it as much. It's too, the color is just all one standard color. There's no real definition of, different markings.
I mean, to be fair, there are like
simple.
Red Squadron and Green Squadron that do add some color variation, but those ships are quite blurry when they're fighting them Cylons. Kind of hard to tell. I didn't even know that until I researched.
I can see that they used the original Viper to have a basic shape, but then that's it. It's just, there's just too much roundness going on for me. It just doesn't feel right.
The BSG remastered or reboot is the best example of a visual update reboot ever. It completely respects the original and then also incorporates a lot of the original stuff, so much so that there is the Mark II, which is, in my opinion, a better design. Maybe it's not as striking, but it's a better design than the original 60s Viper. But it's still, you could tell what it is to an absolute T. I mean, there's no brand confusion. And so when that's going to be the hero, how do you then design a new version? What is new when the whole Galactica's aesthetic is old and rustic, and Pegasus hasn't been invented yet? And so how do you design something new? And I think I like it for that. I like this design on those levels. It looks more advanced to me. It feels like it's trying harder. The Mark II feels just more like an aircraft of today. This feels more like, it's got this really special armor of the future. I do quite like the 3 guns, although harder to feed ammo into. Yeah, I like it for the most part. I don't like it as much. I agree with you there. But I think it does what it says in the tin. It feels more advanced to me. Well, let's look at them compared. The next picture is scaled and top view. And as soon as you see this, I mean, it's a refinement of every angle. The Mark II, every piece is stuck out, we always say the Mark II is engines attached to a cockpit with some guns stuck on. Whereas the Mark VII is all integrated, it's all sleek, it's all nice, it's all smooth. It feels way more, you can tell it's pushing itself beyond that point.
I really prefer the older style. It just feels more like there's more going on. It feels more real to me. This other one just feels it feels CGI. It really does. It feels like just a simplified version to just kind of make it easier to animate.
Cut to the side view though, I think this is another better example. I think,
The side view looks better, I gotta say, than the top does. The side view does make it look like, yeah, we took the original design and just kind of like, wow, added stuff to it. Got an extra gun. The other one only has two.
Everything about it is smaller and more efficient and sleeker and more dynamic. It's clearly been designed up. So I think when you say it looks simpler, I think this it looks like the Enterprise original series looks simpler, but it's way more advanced than the X-01. But you're right, it doesn't have that iconic shape that the other one has. It's odd to me. I kind of get why, but having the nose element, it'd be so much thinner and then cut off. I can see why design wise, but it loses so much that strong forward. They should have kept that going to the front. I think that's a missed thing there, to be so thin and weedy,
But yeah, and they're just trying to make it look more advanced, and they've done that, making things a little bit smaller, a little bit sleeker. Like the engines are smaller, but they stick out further at the back. Things like that. They've definitely got that advanced feel. I mean, it's like comparing an old F-14 to one of the newer fighter jets. Again, I prefer the F-14. It's just it's got more presence about it than the new ones do.
The next picture, though, is it in context with the fleet, or at least some of the fleet. Yeah, you've got obviously all the real models from the show. You've got the original Raptor. You've got the Blackbird. You've got both Cylon Raiders. The original, the Blood and Chrome remade, classical, although we do see the original TOS one in the museum, so this is the intermediate step, whatever. And it's interesting how much more the new Viper fits in with the aesthetic of the Cylons.
Yeah.
The other one has its own visual language that is so itself. That might be part of the vibe, is that, we want to go full silver because the Cylons went silver, and that's a symbol of we went too far. We need to go back to the old days of aircraft, of simplicity, of, maybe that was a subtle choice. Because, if this had been a white colour, it would probably look better. In terms of if they'd painted it the same exact colour scheme, that I think might have benefited it.
Yes. I will agree with that 1,000%. If you had painted it white with the red striping, boom. It's an advancement. I would have been a lot more generous to it.
Next view, though, is what we do here in the show. Boy, it looks small now. It's a comparison to other sci-fi universes, other fighters. Obviously, you've got the real Delta Flyer, one of the real Death Gliders, the real Babylon 5 Star Fury, and the Battlefront 2 X-Wing scaled appropriately. And I mean, as we always say, boy, the Vipers are very, very small. Thoughts?
Well, they're designed to be small. They need to... They're fighters. That's what they're supposed to do.
Well, the X-Wing's a fighter too. Death Guard's a fighter too. They're all fighters except the Delta Flyer.
The sizing is based on its parent ship. You got the Battlestar. It's got launch tubes. There you go. You want to have as many fighters in there as you can. So why make them big? Why make them X-Wing size when you can have them a little bit smaller and store more? I mean, it makes sense for its purpose. It's a fighter. So I have no problem with the sizing. It is smaller than I thought compared to a Delta Flyer. Actually,
Delta Flyer is a multi-room, multi-personal across the galaxy ship. Even the X-Wing is a completely hyperspace ready ship.
Yeah.
Although now it looks very odd how much extra size there is. Like in the front, like how much extra. What is extra in this ship? I guess obviously it's been powered by a lot more. I mean the Vipers are being powered by a power source, but also it is fuel, the engines, and the bullets. So I mean, it's just a metal shell with a chemical burning engine and bullets. The X-Wing has been powered by it takes a lot to power a laser gun. Although it makes you appreciate how small a Death Glider is and other such. But yeah, just interesting. Next view is from the side. Again, diddly, not designed for comfort. Although you can see a lot more comparable to the X-Wing there. Although I would very much happen to say that the Vipers are far more maneuverable than the X-Wing.
I would imagine so, yeah.
I mean, you've seen them do literally, turn, spin, shoot. I mean, in like 5 seconds. X-Wings cannot do that. X-Wings go like...
It's just based on George Lucas's aesthetic. He loved World War II dog fights and things, so that's what he designs his space battles to be. But in space, really, the X-Wing should theoretically be able to do the same thing.
But cut to the next picture. Again, that plug to the Viper Sponsored by Eagle Moss, guys. They make great stuff. Real 3D models using the show. That's how it looks. Fully accurate, fully detailed, fully lovely. And these are the XLs, so the size of my face. And an informative magazine too. So do go.
And
the code, Stuart.
well, as we said, that link is down below. If you go and get yourself a few things, and on checkout use the code Trekyards, save yourself some money. You actually save 10%, no, 15% off orders of $50 or more. So there you go. Help yourselves out. Help us out.
Sorry, just a little tangent there. But yeah, next view from the back. I actually really like the detailing on the engines. I think they're different.
More refined, smaller than the original, the Type 2, which is fine. Again, that's that future advancement, and that's perfectly fine. Lots more, better thrust to weight ratio, if you will.
I also quite like what it's implying to me. The fact that was the Mark II, it's just a big circle. Everything you have is where the engines are. This goes smaller. It makes me think that, when you look at a flame, you think the outer orange bit is the strongest bit. No, it's the inner blue core. That's where the hottest is. So it kind of feels like it's that getting smaller because the more fine-tuned the propulsion element, it gets more out of it. I get that vibe from it, which is kind of fun.
I wish there were more adjustable thrust nozzles like you see in modern day fighter jets. They can go wide for afterburner, and then they can refine down. They actually move. So, there might be some kind of element there like that, but yeah.
But the last picture, I like it. I think it works quite well. There is other things to know about this ship. If you do a full episode, there'll be things to talk about, like maybe it got changed. Who the hell knows? But I think it's cool. I think, it's the task of how do you design the next. It's like the Excelsior. What is the one after? What is the more advanced? And not just that, but 2 to 7. What are the 5 iterations in between? That would be a fun thing for them to do at some point. Do a prequel webisode where they try each. It's just about the Viper pilots testing the new ones. You see each variation. How do you get from here to there? And I don't know.
I've seen a chart like that actually, but
fan chart, but yes,
but anyway, guys, it's not my favorite design, but I can see what they were going for, and I still prefer the original or the Mark II. But that being said, guys, what do you guys think about this ship? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you want to see a full episode on it? Because we would maybe like to do one. Put those comments down below. We will check them out and see what you guys are asking for. And one of the best ways to find out if we do that is actually click subscribe and notify, so you get notified when we upload new videos, because we do it all the time. And be sure to like this video as well. It all helps us out in the end. So
and some great ways. Let's go back and forth to it. What are the ways you can help the channel?
Well, one of the best ways, because this is Eagle Moss sponsored, is click the Eagle Moss link down below. Head on over there, fill up your cart with some goodies, and save yourself some money when you use the code Trekyards at checkout.
Or support us monthly on Patreon. Really super useful way that YouTubers like us allow the shows to keep going, because YouTube is a fickle mistress, but Patreon is a tremendous hug at the end of a long month.
That's right. There's also the Teesprings link down there that gives you access not only to Trekyards merchandise, but Fleet Yards merchandise. We don't have as much Fleet Yards. We're going to add some, but we do have a few things. So go check it out if you want to show us some love that way and get yourself some cool goodies.
And of course, join our lives. We do them every week about TNG reviews is what we're doing right now. TNG reviews or other cool things. When breaking news comes out, we look at them. We might do some Fleet Yards ones at some point. So tune in. You can super chat those, which is tremendously helpful as well.
Yeah. And lastly, don't forget to check out trekyards.com. There's a donate button there should you want to do that. Also, PayPal information down below if you want to send us a PayPal as a thank you as well. That's greatly appreciated.
So until next time, guys, he is Captain Foley.
And he is Commander Cockings.
See you next time.
See you soon, guys.
Bye, guys.